Beliefs can be powerful forces that affect our health and capacity to heal. Whether personal or cultural, they influence us in one of two ways: they modify our behavior or they stimulate physiological changes in our endocrine or immune systems. Cultural beliefs influence health-related behavior all the time. In this video I will tell you 3 short motivational stories which will stronger your belief. The invention of the airplane, one of the greatest inventions ever, has been one that has made the world a smaller place. It is the airplane. This is the story of 2 brothers who dared to believe that they could make men fly. Their names were Wilbur and Orville Wright. Neither of the Wright brothers had finished high school. In fact, they both owned a bicycle shop. Imagine what would have happened if they thought they were no good since they had little formal education. Imagine if they listened to everyone who said man could never fly. Somebody else might have made the aeroplane, but the world would have never heard of these 2 men. The Wright brothers accomplished the unbelievable because they had the courage to harness the power of belief and combine it with action. And that's precisely why they will be remembered as long as man records history. The 4-Minute Mile by Roger Bannister. The story that demonstrates the power of belief is the story of breaking the 4-minute mile barrier. Before May 6, 1954, no one in human history had run the mile in less than 4 minutes. Most people believed that this thing was physically impossible. A lot of so-called experts believed that it was beyond the capability of the human body to run the mile in such less time. In fact, they went on to say that a person who seriously attempted this feat would end up with lungs that explode and certain death. For many years, this particular belief was perceived as a fact, and during this period, a lot of athletes tried to break this barrier without any success. However, a man named Roger Bannister, armed only with the power of belief and incredible determination, ran the mile in 3 minutes and 59 seconds on May 6, 1954. By doing so, he did not just create a world record, he also broke a false belief that existed in the minds of thousands of runners. To run a mile in less than 4 minutes was no possible. And a year later, many more people broke the barrier, and now this is commonplace. So what does it mean? It means the barrier never existed at all. It was just a barrier that existed in the mind, not in nature. The impossible was accomplished. The V8 engine by Ford. The greatest motivator anywhere in the world has always been the power of belief. Henry Ford, the great car maker, was one trying to get an engine called V8 made. Now the V8 had some structural requirements which were considered impossible to actually be implemented practically. He told his team, "I am intelligent enough to understand that a V8 can be built, but only you people can build it because you have the skills." They told him, "You are our employer and we can't argue with you, but it cannot be built. It is an impossibility." He said, "Go build it." 6 months went by, no luck. 8 months went by, no luck. An year went and there were still no results. Finally he said, "Don't come back until you have my engine. I don't care how it is done, I just know it can be done." Guess what? They finally found a solution and the V8 engine was actually built. See the incredible power of belief. The first step to achieving anything great is having incredible self-belief. Only people who believe that they can make things happen will ever put in the hard work to actually make things happen. Best way to build the power of belief is by doing things one step at a time. The more skill you acquire. The more skill you acquire, the more capable you become. The more capable you become, the stronger that belief becomes.